Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 3 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password. You have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 3 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter mixed operations. The lessons we're going to cover today are perform multiple operations with whole numbers, interpret data in tables, multi-step word problems, and missing operators. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the lesson that is perform multiple operations with whole numbers. Eddie owns an automobile dealership. Last week, he received a shipment of 238 automobiles. He now has 390 automobiles for sale. How many automobiles did Eddie have before the shipment? So now he have 390 automobiles, right? So the shipment last week he received 200. You need to calculate the one you have before the shipment. So subtract 390. 390 is the after shipment. And in the shipment we have 238. So 390 minus 238. Let's just subtract. Okay, so 38 equals 152. Okay, let's just start with the questions. Dollars out of his bank account. As a result, the account now had $185 left in it. How much money was in account before the transfer? So he transferred $74. You need to calculate the money he had before the bank transfer. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please. So after the transfer, he have 185 left. You need to calculate the money he have before the transfer. So you need to add 185 plus 74, right? So start adding the digits that is at the ones. 185 plus 74. 5 plus 4 is 9. 8 plus 7 is 15, right? 5 and carry 1. 1 plus 1 makes 2, that is 259. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is $259. Sweetie Pie Baking Company had 476 eggs. Then employee used 36 eggs to make carrot cake. How many eggs are left? 476 minus 36. So 6 take away 6 is 0. 7 take away 3 is 4. Now bring 4 down. That is 440. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 440. A farmer wants to plant 50 tomato plants. If he can put 5 plants in each row, how many rows will he need to make? So 50 plants he want, and he want to plant them in 5 rows, right? So 50 divided by 5, you need to 5. You need to calculate how many will he need to, how many rows will he need to make? So 5 times 10 is 50. The correct option is the correct option is 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Eddie owns an automobile dealership. Last week he received a shipment of 238 automobiles. He now has 390 automobiles. For sale, how many automobiles did Eddie have before the shipment? So after the shipment, he have 390. So you need to calculate before the shipment. So in shipment, he received 238. So 390 minus 238. Let's just subtract. So you cannot subtract 0 out of 8. So you need to borrow 1. That makes 10 here. 10 take away 8 is 2. 8 take away 3 is 5 and 3 take away 2 is 1. That is 152. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 152. That is 152. The Riverside Library had $44 to buy science magazines. If each magazine cost $4, how many magazines will be library be able to buy? $48 divided by 4. You need to calculate how many magazines he will be able to buy. So divided by the 4. 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times 2 is 8. So that is 12. Option number 1 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 12. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. The next lesson is interpret data in tables. An author recorded how many words she wrote in past 5 days. How many more words did the author wrote on Friday than on Tuesday? So on Friday, he wrote more words than Tuesday. On Friday, he have 8,856, and on Tuesday, that is 4,896. You need to calculate how much more on Friday. So subtract the words on Friday of Tuesday. 6 take away 6 is 0. You cannot subtract 5 out of 9. You need to borrow 1. 15 take away 9 is 6. Again, we have 7 here. We cannot subtract 7 out of 8. We need to borrow 1. So 17 take away 8 is 9 and 7 take away 4 is 3. That is 3,960. That means on Friday, he wrote 3,960 more words. Let's just start with the test questions. An employee at the Crayon factory kept track of how many produced each day. How many more crayons did the factory produce on Saturday than on Thursday? So on Saturday they produced 8,168 crayons, and on Thursday the number of crayons are 6,424. So how much more you need to subtract? 8 take away 4 is 4, 6 take away 2 is 4, borrow 1, that makes 11. 11 take away 4 is 7, and 7 take away 6 is 1. That is 1,744 crayons. So that means on Saturday he can make 1,744 more crayons than on Thursday. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 1,744. An author recorded how many words she wrote in the first 5 days. How many more words did the than on Tuesday? On Friday he wrote 856, and on Tuesday he wrote 4,896. 6 take away 9, 15. 17 take away 8 is 9. 7 take away 4 is 3. That is 3,960. That is 3,960. Option number 1 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. A farmer wrote down how many kilograms of cherries were sold in the past 4 days. How many more kilograms of cherries were sold on Monday than on Sunday? No one is answering the questions. Why? On Monday, on Monday 678 kilograms of cherries were sold, and on Sunday 430. So we need to subtract to see how much more sold on Monday than on 8 take away 0 is 8. 7 take away 3 is 4. And 6 take away 4 is 2. That is 248. That is 248. Option 2 is the correct option. Some car owners compared how many miles they drove in the past year. How many more miles did Harry drive than Barbera? Is Harry drive 8,540 and Barbera drove 6,818. We need to calculate how much more Harry drive than Barbera. That is 10 take away 8 is 2, 3 take away 1 is 2. You need to borrow 1. 15 take away 8 is 7 and 7 take away 6 is 1. That is 1,722. So option number 1 is the correct option. That is 1,722. Very good. Gavin's class tracked how many newspapers each student collected for their recycling project. How many more newspapers did Gavin collected than Julie? So Gavin collected 357 and Julie collected 157. 7 take away 7 is 0. 8 take away 5 is 3 and 3 take away 1 is 2. So that is 230. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is the next lesson is step word problems. Kelly need 40 papers plate for birthday party. She already has 9 blue plates and 14 red plates. How many more plates should Kayla buy? So she already have 13, 14 red and 9 blue. So add 14 plus 9 to calculate how much he already have. So 14 plus 9 is 23. Now he need 40. So 40 minus 23 means how much more still she need. So 40 minus 23 is 17. That means still she need 17 more plates. Let's just start with the test questions. Tetsu needs 58 cupcakes for a birthday party. He already have 33 chocolate cupcakes and 3 vanilla cupcakes. How many more cupcakes should Tetsu buy? So he already have 33 cupcakes and 3 vanilla cupcakes, right? That means he already have 36. Now you need to calculate how much more he have to buy. So 58 minus 36. That is 8 minus 6 is 2 is 22. Option number 1 is the correct option. Alec walked 2 blocks from his house to bus stop. He rode the bus 11 blocks to the post office. Later he came back home the same way. How many blocks did Alice travel in all? So 2 blocks from house to bus stop, 11 blocks to post office, then he came back the same way. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So he went, the total block he travel is 26. Option number 2 is the correct option. Brain need 26 cartons of berries to make a berry cobbler. He already had 8 cartons of strawberries and 9 cartons of blueberries. So he already have 8 plus 9, right? 8 plus 9 is 17. How many more cartons of berries should Brain buy? Brain, so 26 minus 17. So we have 16. 16 take away 7 is 9. That means still she need more 9 more cartons to buy. The correct option is 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. Bella walked 5 blocks from her house to bus stop. She rode the bus 7 blocks to the library. 5 plus 7. Later she came home the same way. So 12, and when she came back, that is 12 plus 12. That is 24. That is 24. Option number 2 is the correct option. Jane wants to buy a dictionary that costs $9, a dinosaur book that costs $5, and a children book that costs $11. She has saved $18 from her allowance. How much more money does Jane need to buy all 3 books? $25 he need to buy all these things. He already have 18. 25 minus 18 equals $7 it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is $7. In Karen's toy bin, there are 2 red blocks and there are 10 more yellow blocks than red. So 2 red blocks, right? Yellow blocks are 2 more than red. Sorry, 10 more than red. So 10 plus 2 is 12. There are also 18 more blue blocks. 18 more blue than yeah, red. So 18 plus 2 is 20. How many blocks are there in all? 20 plus 12 plus 2. 34 34 blocks in all. The correct option is 34. Option number 1 is the correct option. Adam saved $12 in March. He saved $14, $47 in April, and 38 in May. Then Adam spent $38 on keyboard. Okay, so let's just see how much he saved. 10 and 7, 17, $97. He spent $62. 97 minus 62. 7 minus 2 is 5. 9 minus 6 is 3. That is $35. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is $35. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 3 math. Chapter we're working on is mixed operations. The lessons we have covered today are perform multiple operations with whole numbers, interpret data in tables, multi-step word problems. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So if you have any questions, you can please write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions? No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.